AI is moving at a breakneck pace, right? And the language we use to even talk about it is evolving just as fast. So in this explainer, we're going to break down 8 absolutely essential concepts you need to know to really grasp the future of AI and, more importantly, AI safety. Let's dive in. Now, just for a little context, the source for this is a big, comprehensive glossary on ethical AI by Virtualization Options. This is Chapter 6 of their 7-chapter course, and we're focusing on the ideas from that final, most critical chapter, the stuff that deals with the most forward-looking and, frankly, the most important concepts for where AI is headed.
So let's just start with a question that really gets to the heart of all of this. What happens when an AI starts developing skills that its own creators never even intended? This one question you'll see is going to guide our entire conversation today.
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to walk through the life of an AI model in 4 parts. First, we'll look at how developers try to train it to be helpful and harmless from the get-go. Then, how they stress test the heck out of it before it's released. Third, we'll talk about the weird behaviors that can pop up anyway. And finally, we'll zoom out to the massive long-term challenges we're all facing.
All right, let's step inside the lab. Before an AI ever talks to a single person in the real world, developers spend a huge amount of time just trying to instill good behavior, to make it helpful, to make it safe, right from the very start. And one of the most powerful tools they have for this is called reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF. Think of it like this. It's not enough for the AI to just read the entire internet. With RLHF, it also gets direct coaching from actual people who are constantly telling it, hey, this answer is better, or that one is more helpful. It's how we teach AI the fuzzy human stuff, like nuance and safety. And it's a pretty cool process, really. It happens in 3 main stages. First, you've got your basic AI model. Then, you build a second AI, a reward model. Its only job is to learn what humans like by watching us rank different answers. And finally, that reward model becomes an automated coach, constantly fine-tuning the main AI to give answers that will find more helpful and, less harmful. So, why does all this RLHF stuff matter so much? Well, all of that effort is aimed at solving a much, much bigger challenge, the alignment problem. This is the absolute core mission of AI safety, making sure that what the AI wants to do is the exact same thing that we want it to do. And this becomes exponentially more important as these AI systems get more and more capable and autonomous. A tiny little misalignment in a simple system, that's just a bug. But in a super intelligent system, well, that could be a catastrophe. And that's why getting this right is so incredibly critical. Okay, so once a model is trained, the work is far from over. The next phase is all about trying to break it. Welcome to the ethical hacking stage, where developers are basically paid to find all the flaws before the AI ever sees the light of day.
Now, what's really interesting here is that there are 2 sides to this coin. On one hand, you have red teaming. That's the official, organized process where companies hire experts to methodically poke and prod the system for weaknesses. Then you have jailbreaking. That's the wild, clever stuff that users come up with to trick the AI into bypassing its own safety rules.
And a professional red team does all of this. I mean, they're not just asking it obvious bad questions. They are crafting these tricky adversarial inputs designed specifically to fool the AI. They're systematically hunting for hidden biases. They explore the most bizarre, out-there scenarios, the edge cases that developers probably never even dreamed of. All of this is to find the cracks before someone else does.
But here's the thing, even with all that training and all that testing, once an AI is out in the wild, interacting with millions of people, strange, unpredictable things can still happen. These are the glitches in the machine that only show up in the real world.
And this is a perfect and honestly kind of terrifying real-world example. A lawyer used an AI for legal research, and it just made stuff up. It literally invented entire court cases, complete with perfect-looking but totally fake citations. And the craziest part? It did it with absolute confidence. This phenomenon actually has a name.
It's called hallucination. It's when the AI generates information that sounds completely plausible, totally fluent, but is just false. It has no basis in reality. This happens because the model isn't designed to know facts. It's designed to predict the next likely word. And that makes it one of the single biggest challenges to the reliability of AI today.
Now for one of the most mind-blowing concepts in all of AI, emergent behavior. This is when an AI suddenly shows off a new skill that nobody ever trained it to do. It wasn't programmed in, nobody planned for it, it just emerges from the sheer complexity of the model once it gets big enough.
You can think of it like this. The AI is built from very simple parts, but when you connect billions of them and you train them at a massive scale, their complex interactions somehow give rise to brand new abilities. Like, a model trained only to predict the next word in a sentence might suddenly become able to translate languages it was never explicitly taught to connect. It's both incredible and, yeah, a little unnerving.
So all of these concepts we've talked about, alignment, hallucinations, emergent behaviors, they all lead us to our final section, the massive long-term challenges that this technology poses for all of us. Let's start with a problem we're literally creating for ourselves right now: model collapse. Think about it. As the internet gets flooded with AI-generated text and images, what are future AIs going to train on? Well, if they mostly train on data made by other AIs, they start to degrade. They lose quality and diversity, generation after generation.
And this is the perfect metaphor for it right here. It really is like making a photocopy of a photocopy. Each new copy gets just a little bit worse, a little less sharp, until you're finally left with a blurry, unrecognizable mess. It's a real threat that future AI could actually be worse than what we have today because of this.
Next up is a classic ethical problem, but it's been supercharged by AI, the dual-use dilemma. This is when a technology can be used for incredible good and, at the same time, for incredible harm, and we're left with the challenge of how to manage it.
And with AI, the stakes could not be higher. I mean, the very same AI that could help us discover new medicines to cure diseases could, in theory, also be used by bad actors to design new bioweapons. The technology itself is neutral. Its impact, for good or for bad, depends entirely on us.
So, to wrap all this up, what's the bottom line? First, AI safety isn't something you solve once. It demands constant, relentless testing. Second, we have to expect the unexpected. AIs will develop surprising, emergent behaviors. Third, always be skeptical, because these systems can and do hallucinate with terrifying confidence. And finally, as model collapse shows us, real, authentic human data is an incredibly precious and maybe even finite resource. Which really just leaves us with this one big question. We know the power of these technologies is growing exponentially. The real question is whether our wisdom and our ability to manage them can possibly keep up.